Today, I want us to understand or to know that Paul himself did not go to the university to study law. He was not a secular lawyer. In the book of Acts 22, verse 3, Paul said that he studied under the man they called Gamaliel. Gamaliel was a rabbinical teacher, one of the finest teachers of his own time. He taught Paul, the Torah, the law. Paul studied under him as regards, Judaism, as regards the Old Testament, law, which we need to understand about him. That is the theology of the Old Testament, which involves the law, the Pentateuch, which involves also in Phariseeism and the Talmud and other religious, handouts that he studied under that finest teacher of his own time, Gamaliel. Gamaliel, tradition confirmed that he was a grandson of Hillel. So Paul never went to the university to study law, the secular law where he has to go to the court to defend. Paul studied the Old Testament theology under the man they called Gamaliel. And Gamaliel was the grandson of Hillel. I'm repeating it because it's very important to know that there was a theology in the Old Testament, economy, which he studied. And God prepared Paul in timelessness, prepare him to take the gospel to the Gentiles, because he needs someone who is rugged, who is, grounded in Judaism. And Paul had that capacity and had that, that quality. So that is what he did. So Paul's profession was a traveling tent maker. He was not a lawyer. He was never a secular lawyer. And tradition never confirmed in any way, in any form, that Paul, went to the university to study law. So Paul wrote 13 of the books of the 27 in the New Testament, and other 7, authors wrote the remaining 13. The only one that the author is unknown is the book of Hebrew, and the church fathers and traditional fathers gave it to Paul. So the essence of this teaching is to make you understand that Paul never went to the university. Because what we believed, even in the Sunday school, even the preaching, that Paul went to university, he's a lawyer, he's a doctor of the law. Never. Paul was the Old Testament theologian. And that's why he was sound, in Judaism. And that's why he said he's the Hebrew of Hebrews. And that's what we need to understand today. That in the time of Paul, they study under a rabbinical teacher that gives them the knowledge in Judaism, in the Torah, in the Old Testament, theology, and prepare them so that they can spread the gospel, to other, sort of parts of the world. So that is just the whole thing. Paul was not a lawyer, secular lawyer to defend, people in the court. Paul studied the Old Testament theology, and that's exactly who he is. Praise the Lord.